Welcome back, guys, to another race.
You didn't listen. Can you repeat?
Welcome back, guys, to another race.
And it's round number 3 today for the Qatar Grand Prix. Pretty nice timing with the real-life Qatar GP also out today on Sunday. If you guys did miss the previous episode at the Bahrain GP, check that one out because we had some amazing racing with Sebastian Vettel. A top strategy, a one-stop versus 2 around there. And Vettel able to recover from a poor qualifying, showing some absolute class. And he's still got what it takes, maybe. We just need to maybe get him up to scratch a little bit, maybe more pace, and deliver him a better car. Because if we look at the car analysis, I did think last episode, it did seem like Red Bull were a lot quicker than they were in the first race. And if we compare now Vettel's car to Verstappen's car, I don't know if Verstappen and Piastri have the same car or not, but if we compare like for like, you can see Red Bull are now actually first in every single low speed, medium speed, high speed, every downforce department, they are now highest. And that wasn't the case at the start of the season where Aston Martin were up there. We were actually, I think we had one of the better high speeds on the grid. But it seems like Red Bull, to my suspicions, have made some great upgrades in the first 2 rounds of this new season, in Season 2. So, yeah, we need to actually bring some more upgrades then, clearly, to go toe-to-toe. I mean, it's really great, actually, that we still managed to win the race last time out with Lando Norris, thanks to Carlos Sainz crashing into Verstappen, but we'll take those. Quite good to actually get that win, because it gives us a bit of a cushion, maybe, if we can't do anything to stop Red Bull in this third race, let's say, because, yeah, clearly, overall, it seems like they actually are once again the best car on the grid. Let's compare now to, let's say, Aston Martin, who I thought were going to, yeah, look at that. They've really dropped off. Aston Martin really dropped off from where they were, just initially after the winter break. Let's look at, like, Ferrari, for example. I mean, Ferrari, absolutely woeful. They've woefully dropped off, so we are very much, I would say, the second team to Red Bull. Aston Martin, third in behind, I would say. Williams could be up there, I guess. I mean, it's hard to tell, actually, if we look at all these different teams to compare to. Yeah, I think the pecking order you would say is Red Bull, us, Aston, maybe Ferrari then, or Williams, it would seem like, actually. It's hard to tell, actually, afterwards. It seems like the grid is very closely packed. But Red Bull clearly now, once again, the favourites this season, which means we've got to go in and do some more designing of new parts, and a new ATR period has begun, so we can get into that. And whilst those upgrades are on the way, we've got a regulation change vote. This will be for next season, in Season 3 potentially. Side pod focus changes or chassis focus changes. So we've got some rather large deductions to drag reduction on one side and airflow, or the opposite end will be airflow to the front and airflow in the middle, but you can see it's in different departments. So what would I rather do? I think we've had some really good side pod upgrades in Season 1. So I'm going to go for a chassis focus change. That seems like a larger change to me. That could shake things up. So I'm going to go ahead and vote for a chassis focus change. It's quite even, though. I feel like it's just personal preference, I guess, to each team of what they would like to do, as we now have parts being made at the moment on the suspension and the underfloor. We've got apparently low stock on side pods. No, we don't. We've got one spare. That'll be enough. Side pods don't usually get damaged. And now we've got the new underfloor. Got a new underfloor and new suspension, both made in time for the Qatar GP. And with those upgrades going into Qatar, we actually take back top spot from Red Bull for high speed and low speed, or at least we're better than Verstappen's car, at least here, it seems. Second place there. Medium speed, where it's a bit more crucial, though, for Qatar. We're still actually lower than Red Bull. So even though we've made a step forwards, maybe not for Qatar, it may make a bigger difference than other circuits, but it's a long-term play for, overall, we've gotten better basically in those areas. Still very low on acceleration, middle of the pack, 10th place. I've tried to get that up a bit, with the weight stripping we've done with the upgrades we have brought to the car. But there's still plenty to go for that. But it was never a problem for us last season, acceleration. So I wonder why it's more of an issue this season. Maybe something to do with the winter break and the new regulations. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think we're in a good position, a better position than we were off the back of Bahrain going into Qatar, hopefully. And I hope we can still be in a fight with Red Bull, but they may be pretty strong. And overall, setup's not looking too bad after all 3 practice sessions. 87%, 88%. Pretty equally matched, actually, in terms of setups and confidence levels as well. In practice, still maybe a few tenths missing there for Sebastian Vettel versus Lando Norris, but that's to be expected just, you know, in their stats. But as we saw in Bahrain, Vettel's, you know, strengths really come from his, you know, adaptability to, you know, maybe doing one less stop, you know, protecting the tyres. I think his intelligence in the race comes out a little bit in the racecraft. And he's actually got quite a good knack for overtaking, as we saw in Bahrain as well, because he had to make his way through a few cars to get that comeback. So, again, I think we might be trying something, you know, different with Vettel to try and get him up the order. I mean, I would love for him to qualify well, and then he can really abuse that kind of, you know, smoothness that he's got. We'll see. We'll see. I hope the performance leans more towards what we saw in the first round at Albert Park, where he was right up there in the top 4 compared to Bahrain P10. But it's, I don't know, Qatar, it's not really similar to either circuit. It's a very different one. So who knows? Who knows? But Red Bull looks strong. Verstappen was top in FP3. You may have also noticed that this Qatar GP is not a sprint round because I think, I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I basically removed all the sprints in this calendar for Season 2 because it just didn't really add too much to the race weekends and the episodes. I felt I'd rather kind of, you know, we just get into the nitty-gritty of the full Grand Prix. And it would seem in Q1, initial pace is very alright. Verstappen tops, but we are very close with Lando in P2. Vettel 5/10 off, but compared to the rest of the pack as well, it's actually not that bad. A lot of people struggling to actually really get near to what lap time Lando and Verstappen have set. You know, Alonso's kind of midway house and Vettel leading the pack of people who are 5/10 or more. But, you know, you're surprising to see, well, Ferrari with Sainz at the moment, 2.3 off the top time. I know maybe he's got traffic or whatever, but I mean, we saw in the car analysis, Ferrari actually have really dropped off. More so it looks like, you know, because they didn't look that bad at the start of the season when I did some car analysis. I think it's more the fact that other teams have now upgraded quite a lot. I mean, Merc, clearly looking a bit better around here than they did. They were nowhere like here at Bahrain, so maybe they've actually pulled up their socks, brought some upgrades, which is cool to see. And to be fair, that's maybe something different to Season 1. Now that we've got a 16-race calendar, and we've got quite a lot of big gaps in the year between races. You know, there's 25 days between like this race and the last race in the calendar. Maybe that's going to allow AI teams, you know, to upgrade quicker or seemingly upgrade quicker because they actually have that time to develop the part, you know, design the part, manufacture the part. And that's also why we're going to have to make sure we actually keep up development. Otherwise, we will just slip away. And it may be less so than Season 1 where, you know, you're going to have to keep a good trickle in of upgrades, I think. Whereas last season, we maybe had like 1 or 2 episodes where we didn't make an upgrade and then we brought in loads. Whereas I think this season, maybe a trickle will be a bit better. Also, it might be better so we don't break the cost gap. But anyway, initially here in Q1, we're looking a bit better than we did at Bahrain. Let's see how it goes into Q2 where, you know, hopefully we don't get knocked out. You know, Vettel was quite close to being knocked out, wasn't it, at Bahrain? Right, second flying lap's done, and Lando was 8/10 off Vettel there. I think he got a lot of traffic on his first lap. Clearly, big improvements there. Both of them quite close together now. Piastri beating both of us, though, in the Red Bull. Once again, he's turning up in the wrong session. He's not turned up in a Q3 yet. This is what he did at Bahrain. He was top in Q2 Bahrain. And then just, you know, wasn't anywhere near what his pace was like in that final top 10 shootout. So let's see. But both these laps that we did with Vettel and Norris are on a scrub set of tyres, the same tyre set we used in Q1. So there's going to be a bit more pace in there. And I may send them both out just to kind of gauge that at the end of this session. Although, to be fair, if you are going to be comfy, I think I may just keep them in because we may need the extra soft tyres for the race. You never know. Because like in real life, here at Qatar in the game, a lot of tyre wear. Remember last season, Sainz had that puncher to end his race. And obviously we were going for the win. Or going for second place, was it? Because, Verstappen won the race in the end, but Sainz got a puncher and we got a podium. And Piastri, even when he was driving for us, we were able to get Sainz on the line with the puncher. So I think, again, going off season 1. I think we're going to look to do, I think, an aggressive multiple stop race with Lando. With Vettel, from his Bahrain performance, I think we could probably get away with one less stop again here. And that might be a good way to get him track position if he can't perform in quali. If he can perform in quali, I think stick them both on the aggressive strategy. Right, I'm risking it. I'm keeping them in the garage. A lot of others going out again. Hopefully the track evolution isn't too crazy. I've only just realised Verstappen set a mad time, 5/10 ahead of Piastri, as the Red Bulls are 1-2. We are 3-4 at the moment, so I'm hoping the new tyres that we didn't put on this session are the difference that's going to make up those 6/10s maybe, but I doubt it's going to be a full 6/10. So, again, Red Bull looking a bit more of the favourite here this episode, but look how last episode turned out. You really can't bank on anything. You never know what's going to happen in the race. And in the death of it, Albon's put in a very good lap time there into the top 10 shootout. Albon puts the Williams up there. Perez splits the two Red Bulls, and Aston... with the Aston showing they may have some speed yet, and it's actually Alonso who's knocked out in the Aston Martin, surprisingly. And both Ferraris, and you know, after insulting them so much, they've actually both made it through. Fair play to them, and both Mercs as well. So a bit of a different landscape to what we got in Bahrain. Game on for pole. Right, first flying lap beginning for Sebastian Vettel. He's got the Aston of Perez right behind him, but he's got a lot of clean air ahead of him for that first flying lap. I'm not too sure about this second one once he catches round. And then Lando in acres of clean air. He actually might be in a better position here because these guys might be a bit closer behind him. But both of them starting their first flyers. And we'll see how we go. Hopefully the second one's going to be a bit of an improvement depending on if there's traffic or not. Right, Vettel, first flying lap is going to be done. It's a long run to that white line right at the bottom of that straight. Goes P1, goes quicker than Perez, which is good. And on his second flyer, I don't think he'll catch Sainz because I think Sainz... he's quite far ahead. He's on an outlap, though. Lando definitely won't catch anyone, I don't think. So let's see. He goes quicker. He goes quicker. Purple, purple, purple everywhere. But there's only 3 men who have set times. But he's gone 2.8 tenths quicker than Vettel in quali in the first run. Let's see how the second run goes. I think there'll be some traffic maybe for Vettel coming up. I think Lando might be able to avoid Perez. But at the moment, I mean, Piastri again not showing up in Q3. Don't know what Verstappen's doing. He could really ruin this party. He probably will ruin this party. Crosses the line. Oh, he splits us. Okay. So far, actually, right now, it's Lando on provisional pole. Vettel on the second row alongside Perez. Verstappen doesn't top us. Interesting. Okay, there may be some hope yet. Right, I've gone early with both my drivers because I just want them to get a clean run. I feel like they may catch other people if we went a bit later. We've got Hamilton okay, that's unfortunate. Hamilton's catching Vettel and he's on a hot lap, but I think it looks like, yeah. Okay, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Seb. I hope he can just get out of the way. Lando's definitely on a clean run here. Right, we're on our flying laps, but there's a lot of traffic at the end of this session with everyone out. Lando's had to overtake people. Vettel's literally just overtaken Hamilton there and crossing the line. Lando does not improve. And where on earth has that time come from? Oscar Piastri in the Red Bull has got P1 out of nowhere. Perez second place. These boys have just pumped in their quickest laps of the day, of the session. And they're up into 1 and 2. Lando down to third. Vettel in P5. He's going to get blocked by the Ferrari. Get out of the way, man. Or at least give us a nice tow here. As we go to the line, he's green first sector. Will it be green in the last? No. Yellow in the last. That Ferrari blocked us so much. That Ferrari blocked us so much. Third and fifth at best. And that's if Verstappen doesn't go any quicker, which I feel he might. I have a bad feeling it might be a 1-2 for Red Bull here. Piastri finishes his session. Provisional pole for him right now. What can Verstappen do? Held up a little bit by that Aston Martin. The run to the line. Is Verstappen going to come through in the end and destroy everyone? Yes, he will. It is a 1-2 for Red Bull. And annoyingly for us, it's 4 and 5 behind an Aston Martin of Perez. Surprisingly. What could have been just really awful last runs with a lot of traffic for both drivers. Which you don't think is going to happen with only 10 people, but just got massively caught out by the timing we set them out. Right, quite weirdly, there is only one set strategy for this race. Soft to hards to mediums. I remember when we did the sprint at Qatar, did we not go softs? How long did softs go for? I feel like they went more than... I think they just worn out by 16 laps. And then I think 2 mediums were quite good in the full race. I think... Do we not have any more mediums left? Is that it? We don't have any more mediums left. Mediums don't look like they actually get right there to the end, so maybe worth going on hards. Then another pair of softs. I think just avoid the medium compound tyre altogether then. Right, I'm going to start on the softs with both drivers. Might be a risk. I feel like maybe some AI might start on mediums, but let's commit to the 2-stop. We know it was the quicker way to go for Lando in Season 1. I'm not too sure what's going on with just the 1 default strategy, though. I feel like that's going to maybe play into... maybe what the AI do. I think the reason why we don't have another set of mediums is because the tire allocation is still based upon the original layout of Qatar, which would have been a sprint race, but I can't confirm that right now. But I think that's what's happened there. But it's fine. I think hards, to be honest, will be probably better in the middle of the race just to make sure we can get that distance in, because we definitely don't want to go early on the last pair of softs, because otherwise we'll be screwed at the end.
Here on the outskirts of Doha, the excitement continues to build as we approach the Qatar Grand Prix. This could be a big race for that man right there, Lewis Hamilton.
There's plenty to work with starting 8th. With the right calls, they could even make up a place or 2.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. We're all set here in Lusail. And it's
Lights out, and we're underway. I can see the Red Bulls have split their strategies. One of them is on softs. One of them is on mediums. Verstappen leads the way off pole on the mediums. Piastri second, but he's going to give him a good fight on the softs. Piastri might get into the lead of the race and be the lead Red Bull. No, Verstappen just about keeps him at bay, but it's close. Lando up into 3rd place, already ahead of Sergio Perez. Vettel, I hope he can follow suit. He stayed in P5. And, oh, there you go. Piastri into P1. The 2 Red Bulls side by side. This is going to be a great battle. Right now, Piastri and then us 2 McLarens. We need to make the most of these softs. Just like in real life in the sprint, we need to just be gunning on the softs and use them up, because they will fall away pretty quickly compared to the mediums. Good to see Lando's right up their chuff, though. Look at this. Look at this. Lovely bit of action ahead of us. I think we try and overtake Verstappen if we can with Lando and then go avoid high-risk curbs. I think that's the motive here in wanting to protect the tyres. So I think let's go aggressive on the overtake. Really gun for it. Meanwhile, Vettel looking to make the move on Perez. Lando sets a fast lap of the Grand Prix despite being in 3rd place. Again, a good sign of things in terms of our pace, but I really wanted to make this overtake, but I think we're going to have to already go for a bit of damage limitation on the tyre wear. All right, Piastri goes quickest with the purple. Sainz has overtaken Seb. Perez is closing in on Lando. Right now, this soft tyre is not looking too fresh for us. It's working for Piastri. It's not working for us. It's not working for us, McLarens. And it's not even working for Piastri anymore because, well, Vettel re-overtakes Sainz, to be fair, but Verstappen is overtaken Piastri, so the medium tyre runner leads the way. Maybe we should have learned from real life, but I remember last season in this series, soft wasn't too bad, actually, as long as you protect it. Yeah, Piastri's mullered his tyres. 67% for him to our 82. So that tyre saving we just did for like a couple of laps, it's going to pay dividends. Lando's going to come back towards Piastri. Verstappen might be walking away with it in the first stint, but we'll see how it goes at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Vettel's pulled away from Sainz again, and we'll start to chase after Sergio Perez once again. All right, here we go. The move on the outside for Lando Norris on his former teammate Piastri, now in the Red Bull. But Lando gets up into P1, and that's whilst he's on high-risk curbs now, because the tyre temps are coming up, so I put them back on, avoiding the curbs to try and bring down that temperature. But let's just watch that replay, because we just caught onto it midway through. To be fair, the replay, that's exactly where we jumped on live. And then I wonder about Sebastian Vettel. Where is he now? 3 tenths behind Perez. Let's stick with this. This might be an overtake coming up for Seb. All right, come on this straight. Let's go deploy on this straight with DRS. He's going to open up. Yeah, here we go. Come on, come on. Power through him, mate. No battery, though. Absolutely no battery left. Gonna have to harvest that, and he just can't make the move. There we go. Vettel gets ahead of Perez and can now start chasing after Piastri. Look at the job we've done versus him. 55% tyre wear to our 71, 73 for Seb. Lovely stuff. We're even better on tyre wear than Verstappen, who's on mediums. And Lando's actually 1 second in. What did I tell you? For a second there, it looked like I just ignored real life and it was a howler. But in the game, I remembered from Season 1, keep the softs in good range with avoid risk curbs. And it's actually a really good race tyre in-game for Qatar. And he's made the move. He's made the move. What the? When did he make the move there? Oh, to the inside. This isn't even the usual overtaking spot, I don't think. This is in the middle of Sector 1 after the DRS straight. Good move. And here we go with Vettel. He's closing in. He's closing into Piastri. He's within 1 second, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Rear wing flap is going to open up. Let's get this move done. Come on. Gaining, gaining, gaining. And is the Red Bull going to be gone on the outside? Yes, he is, I think. Come on, Seb. Let's finish off that move on the Australian. And Vettel is going to be up into 3rd place. Come on, come on, come on, man. Come on. Fight that a bit harder. Fair play to Piastri for actually giving such a good fight, because they're still side by side. Only now does he finish off the move. Oh, Piastri comes back. And Verstappen comes back. Both Red Bulls coming back at us. Yellow flags for some reason. Lando's been re-overtaken by Verstappen, which is fairs. Vettel keeps ahead of Piastri, actually. Good stern defense. But it's fine, it's fine. We're looking after the tyres still. So that's totally fine if Verstappen wants to overtake us. And actually, look at our tyres. The temperatures are actually cold, so we can really push on and probably now gap them a little bit. We've got fuel to burn as well. Right, Lando sets some purples. He's 1.3 ahead of Verstappen now. So he's broken DRS. Vettel's broken Piastri's DRS and now can start closing on Verstappen because Verstappen now doesn't have DRS to aid him out. So hopefully he's going to start to be reeled in by us. Optimal pit window for Lando right now. I think we've actually still got very good tyre wear. So I'm going to ignore that right now. I'm going to kind of see what Verstappen does because we just need to cover him off. Piastri comes in for an undercut, but he's just, we know from having him in Season 1, he's always going to come in earlier than his teammate because his smoothness stat is not as high. So I think we just try and cover off Verstappen. Right, so Verstappen coming in. If he does, I'll come in with Seb because that's the only way I can actually counter him because I can't, it'll be too late to now pull in Lando here. But if Verstappen's coming in, I can probably bring Seb in, I think, just in time. Okay, Verstappen stays out. Should we just do the flip? Should we try an undercut with Vettel? I think we maybe go for the undercut on Vettel, actually. Because now Lando has better tyre wear. Because I've been pushing Seb to try and close up. So I think maybe now, yeah, let's swap it round. Let's get the undercut going with Seb. Hard tyres? What did Piastri go on? What did Piastri go on? Hards. Yeah, he went on hards. No surprise there. Right. Yeah, let's try and undercut Verstappen with Seb if we can. I'm hoping he can come in from here. Surely. No. Yeah? Okay, thank God. For a second I thought he wasn't going to come in. Like, it was too late of a call. Right, so Lando sticks out, covering off Verstappen. And we're going to try and undercut Verstappen with Vettel. Also, at the same time, this is Vettel covering off his respective Red Bull of Piastri, who's come in already. And we've got an overtake for Seb on those hards, trying to cut through some traffic. We've got a bit of clean air ahead of us if we pass these next two cars. One of them gets out of the way. Once he gets that Williams, Seb will be in clean air, and hopefully the undercut's on. And Seb gets Albon immediately, actually, on that next straight. Good passing. There's Piastri behind, so we stayed ahead of Piastri. We've now got about two cars between us as well. So now Seb is in clean air, I believe. Meanwhile, for Lando, he's still P1. Maybe the softs are wearing a little bit now because Verstappen's closed back up within 1 second. But I think we're doing a real tactical job here of slowing Max up here to allow Seb to get that undercut, knowing that Lando will be able to catch up, I think. He's got the raw speed. And this is a good bit of teamwork for both McLarens to work together like this. Right, bringing Lando in now. Verstappen continues on those mediums, but 44%, pretty low. He's still going longer into the race, but I think we've done a job. We've done a job there for sure. And Lando, it's a good pit stop, 2.4. Where is Seb in all this? There he is. There is Lando. Might be close between them two. Let's see. Where is Seb? There he is. And Vettel is going to get ahead of Norris, but it's because he was helping us out, slowing Verstappen up for the greater picture of the race, of course. Lap 22, Lando's now caught up to Vettel. Obviously a bit more tyre wear in it, so he's going to make that move, which is fair play. He's got more tyre for it. Right, lap 24, very peculiar. Verstappen, 37% mediums. Very, very odd. We're now 2-3. Piastri's just set fastest lap, so he's pushing to try and catch us. Perez and Leclerc here. Very, very interesting. I don't really know what to make of Red Bull's strategy. I mean, Piastri's kind of near us, but I don't know where on earth Max is going to fit into all of this. Max is in, Max is in, Max is in. Where is he going to come out? Where is he going to come out? Let's see, let's see. I think we're past him, aren't we? Yeah, we're past him. 1-2 for McLaren. 1-2 for McLaren. Not for too long, that order, because Seb gets through into P1 of the race. But we're, well, Max is behind Piastri even. And he's onto a set of softs? Did he see our first stint and think, oh, that's a bit of me, you know? Maybe, I don't know. Right, interesting now, where we've got Perez setting fast up the Grand Prix. Verstappen is now closed up to Lando on those softs. I've got to try and defend as much as we can, but it might be futile because he's going to power past us with those softs. We jumped Verstappen, we did, but now he's on a quicker compound. A lot quicker compound. What is his game? He's going for a very aggressive two-stop, it would seem. And Max has passed Seb as well. Right, Max back in the lead, but he's got a very different plan to ours. So let's just stick the course. Let's stick the course. Right, lap 41. Well, Max is in, and we're in as well at the same time with Norris. This time we pit Lando first compared to Seb, just to repay the favour of the fact that we let Vettel get the undercut initially in the first stint. Max onto, well, it's hard to tell right now. What tyre is it? Another set of softs. So he's got medium, soft, soft. We've done soft, hard, soft to make sure that we have a bit of pace in the tank. Is it going to work? I don't know. Maybe we should have gone mediums. Maybe we should have gone mediums. I just didn't trust our tyre wear enough. And Vettel's now in. He's definitely going to come out behind Lando here, I think, because the softs are so much quicker. Leclerc's not pit yet. He's on mediums. I think it's just soft to the end, really. Soft to the end. Let's see how this is as we go through. Lando is going to climb up. There's Seb. And Lando will be back through, I think, ahead, or no? Not yet, or just about, just about, just about. Right, last 6 laps of this race. I feel like we may have thrown away a chance of the win by not trusting our tyre wear enough or going aggressive. But it's just Verstappen as well, though, because Piastri hasn't managed to have the same pace as Max. It's just a Max thing, really. He leads by 5 seconds. It's a further 5 to Seb then. But tyre wear-wise, 46, 55, 73. Could get quite interesting at the end if they continue to wreck tyres. Because I'm trying to catch Verstappen with Lando. I'm trying to. And with Seb, I'm holding back some pace in case they start fighting and we can reel both of them in. Right, we've got 3 laps to go. Vettel's just set a fast lap of the Grand Prix. Both of them pushing hard now at the moment. Oh, we could still do it. We're within 1 second of Verstappen. The tyre wear is 33% for Verstappen, 38% for Lando, 59% for Seb. He's in a great position to maybe steal this entire race if we are lucky with it. It depends. It could just be the case of Lando overtaking Max, and it's a 1-2 because eventually Max's tyres wear out. I don't know. There goes Lando. Verstappen, Vettel's run out of battery somehow, even though I've got him on neutral. There goes Lando for the move on the outside, and he's going to get the Red Bull. Immediately, I've gone to high-risk curbs just to calm this down. Verstappen's coming back. Verstappen is coming back at Lando, and here comes Sebastian Vettel behind them. This is going to be tense. This is going to be tense. Oh, Seb. Oh, where is he going to go? Oh, this is actually so tense. This is so tense. Both of them are on attack. I'm trying to protect Lando's tyres because he's on 35 compared to Vettel's 52. So that's why Seb is pushing like a madman and Lando's only on standard because I don't want to puncture with Lando on this last lap of the Grand Prix. Lando going for it. Lando goes for it. Seb, can he do something here? Seb's gone through. Seb has gone through. I put Lando on deploy because he made a bit of a mistake. He's lost a bit of time, but he's still there. He could still get Max as well. But can Seb get Max at the death? Come on, come on. Oh, there we go. The move onto the last corner of the last lap of the race. Sebastian Vettel. I think he's going to win it. It's going to be bitey close. Max closes in, but it's going to be Sebastian Vettel winning again in Formula 1. Come on. Come on. It's going to be 3 wins in a row for McLaren to start off season 2. But this is very special. Sebastian Vettel whispering his tyres, biding his time, and on the last lap, he grabs the win. We engineered that win for Seb a bit. We did engineer it a bit because I made sure to protect his tyres. Whereas with Lando, I just said, let's just go for it. Let's actually catch Max to hold him up a little bit. Because I feel like if we didn't do that, there would have been no hope of either Lando or Seb catching and overtaking Verstappen. So Lando played a crucial part in that race to hold up Max, fighting him side by side. Just didn't have enough right at the end with his level of tyre wear. I think we ended up with 31. Max 24. A little bit actually annoying that Lando couldn't get Max in the end of it. With that difference in tyre wear. But, I mean, Vettel, 45%. Ridiculous amount of tyre wear there at the end. And he is a race winner once again in Formula 1. Come on. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to enjoy that one. Here he is. Here he is. No little jiggy and dance for Seb, but it won't matter. It's P1. It's P1 for the German 4-time Weltmeister. Come on. Wow, what a start to the season. 3 wins in a row. When realistically, Red Bull should have won Bahrain. They should have won this race if they played the tyre wear better with Verstappen, to be honest. Because in out-and-out pace terms, I think Red Bull were quicker, the quicker car. In this episode and the last episode, we've just managed it much better, which is to our benefit and our kudos. But let's not rest on our laurels because it can easily go away. It could easily go away. But what a third race for Sebastian Vettel in this McLaren career. It's another race win to add to his tally. He also got the fast lap of the Grand Prix, so he picks up maximum points today. 26 in the bag. It's a 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship, but Verstappen is right there. Only a couple of points, 10 11 points off Seb. Constructors-wise, we're still P1. We gain a decent chunk on Red Bull, which is great to see. But I feel like this will only spur them on to upgrade even more. So I hate to wonder what their car might become in future races. But right now, things are looking great. 3 back-to-back wins to kick off Season 2. And more importantly, what I wanted to do was at least in one race, get Sebastian Vettel a race win again in Formula 1. And we've done just that. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.